I wanted to make mention, we've talked in recent weeks and we will continue to talk about Julian Assange and his case, the attempted extradition of him to the United States. From what I saw I think just in the last couple of days, his lawyers have been able to fight and have been able to delay it a little bit longer. And they're still trying to, do some appeal process and things like that. So that's going on, right? And that's an important story. And if that trial does happen, I'm going to do my best to try to be there at that trial to report, because it's going to be a historic, very sad, messed up trial. But I bring up Julian Assange because everyone knows his relation to WikiLeaks. Well, some of you might remember, I know we covered it years ago, Micah, when it happened, that I think it was 2016, WikiLeaks started, I think 2018. No, he was arrested in 2018, but it was released before that. WikiLeaks started to release these documents that became known as Vault 7, and they were like a whole suite of tools that are used by the CIA. And this man named Joshua Schulte, who we have a courtroom drawing of, was a contractor with the CIA who apparently grew to dislike them and, had some kind of work feuds and different things, but eventually just thought, he couldn't keep his mouth shut and he needed to release some details of the extent of CIA spying. And a lot of it is domestic. And so he released to WikiLeaks anonymously and then was later caught. When he was 28 years old, he was arrested in 2018. And this was just 6 months after WikiLeaks published the files. And it was more than 7,000 pages, millions of lines of computer code, and several hundred attachments. And this document, which again was known as Vault 7, it showed us several things. For one, it showed us that the agency, CIA and other agencies, have tools to hack into iPhones and to Androids, Samsung smart TVs. This is, if you guys remember how we learned that if you have a Samsung, and I don't think it's just Samsung, but the documents make it clear Samsung was working with them, that even if you turn off the device, your smart TV or your monitor or whatever, it can be remotely turned on. Vault 7 also showed us that when you turn off your computer's microphone, or you believe you're doing it, or you believe you've turned off your camera or something like that, unless you totally disconnect it from the motherboard, that they have devices, they have software that can turn it on and it won't even appear on. So for example, if your computer, typically the camera lights up when it's on, they have the ability to turn it on without the light showing and to make it appear as if it's off, and different things like that. We also found out that the CIA has tools to hack into vehicles. And this was something that was really interesting and intriguing to a lot of people, especially after the death of journalist Michael Hastings, who was reporting on CIA Director John Brennan, I think is his name. And he was very vocal in his opposition to them, and he died in a very mysterious car accident. Well, Vault 7 showed us that CIA has the ability to hack into the computers in the vehicles as well, and just so much more. I mean, I encourage, if you don't know about Vault 7, you can go back, search the Houston Freethinkers for Vault 7 or the Conscious Resistance. I know we've talked about it before, but Joshua Schulte, the man behind it, he's now been sentenced to, he's facing up to 80 years in prison, and he has been convicted, though. Jury found him guilty on Wednesday of 9 counts of stealing classified documents and giving them to WikiLeaks. And so he has, and it's a thing, right? This is another whistleblower. That's why today's episode, I called it The Whistleblower's Rot, because, he's a lesser known one. I didn't really know his name. I know the case more than I know the name. I know about Vault 7 more than I know about him. But this man is now going to spend his life in prison, more than likely, unless something happens. And the only reason any of us know about that, which now people just kind of commonly accept, like, yeah, I accept, that everything I'm doing is being recorded, is because of a whistleblower like him. Joshua Schulte is his name.
Definitely important to get that information out there. And it is kind of interesting, that last part you say there, about everybody being so casual about it, because and being able to be like, yeah, I don't care that they're watching me. But it's because of him you're able to say that. That's well put. And I think that kind of says a lot about our situation and our society. Yeah, I thought it was interesting that someone did manage to mention the Fourth Amendment during this. That I think that's kind of the stuff we have to push here, the difference between the narrative and what we want and what we're willing to accept, what we've been taught is there, or ways that government should be restrained, standards that, why are we letting that beast get further and further out of its cage, if nothing else? So I think it's good to see people still, refer to these sort of ideas and question it, because I tend to, it's easy to get into the a little bit jaded and cynical view of, well, no one cares that they have this power now. Everyone knows and no one cares. Well, these people that say those sort of things, they let us know that, we're not alone in this conversation, and they're not alone in caring about this. And I think that's a big part of having the dialogue at work, at the family table, and just sharing articles with people and asking people what they think. There's a lot to be learned about ourselves in news analysis.
Yeah, go out there and tell someone about Joshua Schulte if you can, guys.
Since 2012, the Conscious Resistance Network has been an independent media organization focused on empowering individuals through education, philosophy, health, and community organizing. We work to create a world where corporate and state power do not rule over the lives of free human beings. Our motto is leading by example and helping others in their pursuit of freedom. Visit theconsciousresistance.com to find our articles, documentaries, interviews, podcasts, books, and more. Remember, you are powerful, you are beautiful, and you are free.